What's up and welcome guys to One Oak Mentoring, the number one virtual teen mentoring service program commodity in the whole entire galaxy, man. How y'all guys doing today, man? It's a very wonderful day, a very great day. I'm just here to talk to y'all guys today. I got a little a teen tales for y'all, man. So I'm gonna try to make it short, but I always say I'm gonna try to make it short, man. Then I try to stretch it on out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is this story is called My First Job. So now when I say my first job, technically it isn't my first job, right? Because like all my life, like my dad, you know, he always had like a job, like a real job. And you know, and he always had his trash service on the side, right? So, you know, I used to help him, you know, and I used to get, you know, money and stuff. You know, this was back when I could barely even throw the trash on the truck, man. I mean, he was just paying me just to be there, you know, trying to make me feel important or whatever. So a lot of y'all still in that position now, you know what I mean? But anyway, man. So my first real job where I was like getting, you know, had to go to an area and actually do work, not just sit around and just get paid and like, you know, get free chips and eating soda and drinking soda all day. That's what I used to do when I was young. Anyway, but so my first job was if you guys live in the South, which I don't know if they have it in other regions, but they have things called like flea markets, right? Now, flea market is like just a big place, mostly outside. Sometimes it could be inside, but it's like a lot of people selling stuff. You know, they have a table. So each person has a table or something, a little section or whatever. So, you know, they selling all kind of stuff, arts and crafts, man. You know, they selling fake shoes. If you into fake shoes, you know, you can literally go to the flea market and get anything you want. You can go get some shoes. You go get a gun. Like literally, I remember one time being at the flea market, I was really young. I just seen it had to be like a 32, right? And I thought it was a toy, right? I mean, and I picked it up and it was like heavy, man. Like I'm talking, it was like 4 pounds. And I was like, dang, but I always think back to that. But anyway, man, I'm just trying to give y'all an example of, you know, like flea markets and stuff like that. Well, where I'm from, we called it the jockey lot, right? Good old jockey lot, man. So many entrepreneurs and hustlers, man, have made their money up there, man. I was selling goods and stuff, man. Great time in life, right? Okay, so, you know, I used to go to the jockey lot, you know, with my mama, you know, probably like 2 weekends out the month or, you know, stuff like that, man. It's just a thing in our community, like going to the jockey lot, especially when you're young, right? You might see a toy, you might see an action figure, G.I. Joe or a Power Ranger. Hey, mama, can I have this, please? Please, mama. And it like, you know, most of the time she'll get it because my mom always about a deal, you know, you get a old, like a wrestling man, you know, like 25 cents, you know, yeah, get about 5 of them. All right, mama. I love my mama. But so I'm very familiar with the jockey lot, man. And if y'all are familiar with my videos, I got a homeboy, Joe. He was like his dad, you know, he was a entrepreneur, you know, at the jockey lot, you know, made lots of money. Rest in peace to Mr. Joe. And Joseph, he used to work with his daddy, right? So, you know, back when you're young, you're like 12 years old. We 12 years old at this time. So I'm thinking like a kid with a job, like period, getting money. Like, you know, that was just amazing to me. And so I was like, man, they hiring anywhere else, you know, blase. And he was like, you know, so it took a little while. And he was like, yeah, I think this place is hiring. So I'll never forget. I came to this place. They used to sell like pork skins, shish kebabs. And it was like a restaurant, but it was an inside restaurant. But, you know, they had operations on the outside as well, right? So I go there and this dude, the name of the place was like JR or something like that, right? I guess Junior, but I always called it JR or whatever. So JR, and you know, so I asked him, hey, you guys hiring, man? And I remember just imagine just a 12-year-old kid. Now I'm probably JR's age now, like when he was back then, or probably a little older, man, you know. But, you know, I came in, hey, I heard you guys are hiring, man. I can work, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm 12 years old, right? And so, you know, he was just like, you know, can you, like, crush up pork skins and put them in a bag? You know, can you sell sodas and stuff like that, man? I mean, you know, how you feel about it? I was like, oh, yeah, man. You know, he was like, can you start today? Of course I can. So, went back to my mama like, Mom, I got a job. So, you know, she's kind of excited too, because she was like, man, the more money you got, the less I got to worry about you worrying about me getting Air Maxes and Jordans and stuff, man. I ain't trying to pay no $140, $150 for no shoes. Boys, you out your mind? So yeah, so man, I'm excited, man. So I told my mama, so I started to work, and man, I loved it, man. You know, especially just being young, everybody older than you and stuff. You know, so they always cut you slack and stuff, man. So, you know, I was crunching up the pork rinds. They just have pork rinds probably about the size of like that. Crunching them up, put them in the bag, season them if I needed to. I mean, man, I was so good with the workflow. Like, but the thing about it is, I got my job. This is maybe late September, October, right? So now I know that's way far from Christmas, man. But I always start saving my money for Christmas, like for my own, to buy my own stuff, right? So, you know, like I'll start saving, right? So now I'm like, it's a game changer now. Like I got a job and Christmas is coming up and I'm 12 years old. So I'm not gonna say I was rich, like I can buy anything I want, but come on, man, 12 years old. And plus, I was only making like, what, $5, $6 an hour, but that's big money for a 12-year-old, man. I was going to school, making it rain on everybody. You know, I was slapping people in the face with money and stuff, man. I was a baller, man. Nah, I'm just joking with y'all. But, well, all right, so I said, well, like 60 a weekend. So let's say I got 60 a weekend. Well, yeah, 60 a weekend. So my dad was still giving me allowance. So that was probably about 15. And then on top of that, he was giving me 10 for lunch money, right? So, you know, I try to manipulate to save all my money, you know. So I say all that to say this, right? So this is my first Christmas, or first getting close to Christmas, right? Where I can, like, I got my own money to buy my own stuff. I just don't gotta wait for allowance and save lunch money and then get money from my parents and then go and do it. I got money now, right? So just like with any 12-year-old, man, you give them money. And I was saving, I was stacking my money, right? So by this time, okay, now it's starting to get around like November, right? So, you know, everything's running smooth. And so they're like, hey, instead of you crushing these pork rinds, we're going to sit you at the corner, right? Because there used to be another guy who would sit at the corner, like way down, not way down the road, but probably about 40 yards from the actual restaurant. And you sit out there and you selling sodas, right? And so you got to be like, you know, you have to be a seller. Like, hey, come get your cold soda. Hey, you look thirsty. Come over here. Hey, you need a Dr. Pepper. You look like you need a Sprite. You need a Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow, that's old school, man. I don't even know.